Next, we have our public comments. The public comments section of the agenda is an opportunity for people to address the school board. The purpose of public comments is for those interested in communicating with the board of directors about items on the agenda or specific topics that are particularly within the scope of the school district. This isn't a time for the audience to address each other. Also, as documented by Board Policy 1400, the board is not obligated to respond to questions or challenges made during the public comment period, and the board's silence will not signal agreement, disagreement, or endorsement of the speaker's remarks. People may submit public comments either by reading your comments aloud in person or by submitting your comment in writing. We read all written comments, and they are also attached to the meeting agenda and post on the minutes and posted on the board docs website. For tonight's meeting, we have received 45 written comments. 39 have to do with start and end times, 3 have to do with boundary changes, 2 have to do with the pay for paraeducators, and 1 was called fiscal responsibility and also referred to start and end times. We thank you all who took the time to share their thinking with us through the written comments. When you present your comment in person tonight, please begin by stating your name, your city of residence, your relationship to the district, and the agenda item or school district topic that you are addressing. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. A timer will be running so that you can monitor your time. At the 3-minute marker, the microphone will be muted. And tonight, since there are more who are signed up than we may have time for, if you can keep to less than 3 minutes, that gives somebody else the opportunity. Please make your statement in a civil manner without disparaging, name-calling, or otherwise targeting any one person or group in the district. If any person makes an uncivil comment, I will direct the microphone to be muted and your comment will be ended, regardless of time left on the timer. The description of an uncivil comment is stated in our School Board Policy 1400 and is included in the information on the table where you signed in. Please use good judgment in the phrasing and content of your comment. Relevant items mentioned in comments are typically not acted upon by the board at this time, but they may be followed up by the board, by the superintendent, and/or staff at a later time. Comments are made from the podium over there that is on the side of the board room, and what I will do is I will call them in the order that we received them, and I will also let you all know who will be next so you can be in queue, which may help. So the first person signed up is Marie McCoy, and after Marie will be Kamala Gomez Moini. I hope I got that right.
And I'll start a 30-minute timer as soon as our first speaker begins.
Thank you. Good evening, school board members, superintendent, district leaders, and community members. My name is Marie McCoy. I've lived in the Meadowdale neighborhood of Lynnwood since 2013, and I have 2 daughters in the school district. I'm also a clinical social worker specializing in child and adolescent behavioral health and a local business owner. Tonight I'll be talking about the SRO program. The increase in youth-related violence, specifically within close proximity to the Meadowdale High School and Meadowdale Middle School, has my neighborhood on high alert, with many families feeling unsafe with their children being on or near school property. Since the March 2026 shooting in Meadowdale Neighborhood Park, Wally Webster and I have met with numerous community leaders, parents, educators, faith leaders, nonprofit organizations, business leaders, and concerned residents regarding this matter. We all want schools that are not only welcoming and supportive, but also prepared, protected, and responsive when safety concerns arise. School safety and student support must go hand in hand. We are respectfully and urgently requesting that the Edmonds School District Board of Directors vote to reinstate a reimagined School Resource Officer program as an immediate part of a broader school safety strategy. We're not asking the board to return to the past without reflection, safeguards, or accountability. We're asking that the board acts now to establish a modern, prevention-focused, carefully structured SRO program that protects students and staff, builds trust and understanding, supports prevention and de-escalation, and operates under clear standards and oversight. This request is not based on emotion alone. It's supported by evidence. We fully recognize that SROs are not a cure-all. No single answer can solve every issue related to student mental health, youth violence, weapons, threats, or conflict. But the evidence shows that removing SROs did not remove the safety challenges facing our schools. The absence of a well-designed SRO program has left a gap in the district's safety framework at a time when students, families, staff, and community members are increasingly concerned about school safety. We are not asking the district to choose between safety and student well-being. We're asking the district to strengthen both. A new SRO program should be part of a broader strategy that involves behavioral health supports, prevention, restorative practices, and a strong school-community partnership. This is not a call to go backwards. This is a call to move forward, responsibly, urgently, and wisely. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. After Camilla will be Sage Purcell.
Hi, my name is Camilla Gomez-Mowini. I'm a wife, mother of two. I reside in Woodinville, Washington, and have worked with numerous students within the Edmonds School District schools themselves and outside the Edmonds School Districts for the last 2 years through various nonprofit organizations. The increase in youth violence in our communities is showing a troubling pattern. Across the 3 Edmonds School District schools in Lynnwood that were reviewed, case reports from the Lynnwood Police Department rose from 49 to 91. Calls for service rose from 373 to 437, and arrests doubled from 7 to 14. In the years after the SRO program ended, it is important to focus not only on one number, but on the pattern across multiple categories. When case reports, calls for service, and arrests all rise during the same 5-year period, that deserves serious attention. We understand the school district did not have SROs in the middle schools when the SRO program was active, but the case report increases were especially concerning at the middle school level. At Meadowdale Middle School alone, case reports rose from 6 to 23. Calls for service rose from 45 to 98, and arrests rose from 2 to 6. These middle school increases are particularly important because they suggest that these concerns are reaching students at an even younger age, not just in the high school level. That should raise the level of urgency for everyone responsible for school safety. This data does not prove that ending the SRO program caused every increase, but it does show that in these 3 schools, the 5 years were associated with higher levels of school-related police activity. That pattern should concern every board member, every parent, every educator, and every member of this very community. It should also lead to a practical question. If the current approach is not reducing these problems, what additional safety tools should the district be willing to consider? We believe that a carefully designed SRO program should be one of them. The evidence shows that removing SROs did not remove the safety challenges facing our schools. Instead, those challenges remained, and in key areas, they even grew worse. This is why my community is not asking for symbolism. We're asking for action grounded in real conditions and real public safety concerns.
Thank you, Camilla. After Sage will be Sierra Brundage.
My name is Sage Purcell. I am a Lynnwood High School student, and I live in Bothell, Washington. I am a third-year mediator. My sophomore year, just a few days after after the first day of school, we had a lockdown. The lockdown was so long that we got through a 55-minute class period and got through part of a movie. Each lockdown that occurs, most students have the same thought that goes through their head. What if it's a gun? As of March 2026, in 2025, according to the K-12 school shooting database, 233 school shootings occurred. UNESCO states that 1 of 3 learners gets bullied every single month. According to the Sandy Hook Promise, 4 in 5 school shootings, at least one person knew about the attacker's plan but failed to report it. Violence is often started from a small conflict that grew and grew and grew. And as a peer mediator, I've seen that on firsthand. Fights that will get picked if it looked at someone the wrong way or it said something in a tone that sounded mean or off. If we had a school resource officer program that was there for students in open and positive ways, we can stop violence before it happens. So I urge the school district board to take immediate action to reinstate a reimagined school resource officer program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sage. After Sierra will be Harshila Vishnam.
I give my time to the next person.
Thank you. After Harshila will be Arsima Essayas. I hope I said that.
I'll also give my time to the next person. Thank you.
Thank you. After Arsima comes Cameron Clark.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Arsema Isaias, an upcoming junior at Mount Lake Terrace High School. A reimagined SRO program needs impactful student involvement. We need to include student input based on redesigning SRO systems that best benefit the school environment. This includes input on required training, developing protocols, and building trust within the school community through activities. Student safety should be the utmost priority and responsibility of schools and SROs. However, there may be a time where an SRO is harming the safety and comfort of students. We need a defined set of rules listing behaviors and actions that can result in officers being removed from the program. Incentivize building trust within the community and students and put accountability first. The definition of surveillance is systematic and continuous monitoring of a subject. So when a relationship is built on trust and accountability, surveillance fractures the bond by bringing assumptions of distrustfulness and even fear and uncertainty for students. We need to limit an authoritative and untrusting environment by limiting use on video recording usage for SROs. Exceptions include official investigations involving criminal behavior, but not for informal disciplinary purposes or for monitoring. I'm done, so I have extra time.
Thank you, Arsima. Next is Cameron Clark, and after Cameron will be Dulce Mendez Jimenez.
I give my time to the next person.
Thank you, Cameron. After Dulce will be Shannon Sessions.
I give my time to the next person.
Thank you, Dulce. After Shannon will be Tabitha.
Hello, my name is Tabitha Johnson. 4 days ago was the 2-year anniversary of my 13-year-old daughter, Jada Johnson. She was killed by a stray bullet inside the Alderwood Mall. To be honest, when I was first asked to speak at today's event, I was hesitant. But at the end of the day, I also know that our kids are in trouble. Kids are carrying guns and bringing them into places where our children are every day. It can be a mall, a school, a park, or somewhere else we think is safe. We like to tell ourselves that can never happen to my child, but it can happen to any family. I can't help but wonder, maybe, just maybe, if an officer had been stationed at the mall that day, my daughter would still be alive. Maybe the teen who pulled the trigger that day would have seen an officer present and thought twice before making a decision that changed so many lives forever. And if having officers in schools or in places where our kids gather can prevent one family from going through what my family has gone through, then I believe it's worth considering.
We skipped Shannon Sessions. Did you want to speak this evening?
I'm going to go after her. Thank you.
So
Point of order, do you want to let people go out of order or just?
either go now or skip it, because we're trying to run an organized situation here, please. Thanks, Shannon. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Shannon Sessions. I'm an Edmonds School District alum and a parent of 5 Edmonds School District graduates. For more than 30 years, I've served alongside individuals, families, and first responders in our community, responding to people during some of the most difficult moments of their lives. That experience, combined with my lifelong connection to this district, has given me a unique perspective on school safety, prevention, and the importance of strong partnerships between schools and public safety. I strongly support bringing school resource officers back to our high schools and allowing them to support our middle schools as well. Almost 6 years ago to this date, I spoke before the school board when it was short-sightedly decided to remove SROs after pressure from a small but vocal group who believed students were being unfairly targeted. At that time, many families from all backgrounds still supported keeping these officers because of the positive relationships and the safety they provided. Now, years later, as predicted, the pendulum has swung too far the other direction. We are seeing an increase in gang activity, youth violence, threats, and safety concerns in and around our schools and in our community at levels and starting in younger ages than we've ever seen before. With the work I do, I respond to these devastated, grieving families moments after the incident occurs. Too often with our local youth, incidents such as death by suicide, gun violence, drug overdose, and reckless vehicle collisions, and their lives are shattered and changed forever. Some of these incidents could have been prevented with more intel, attention, resources, and education, and SRO would provide this during school hours. School resource officers are not just police officers. They are trained relationship builders, mentors, trusted adults who help prevent dangerous situations before they ever make the news. Oftentimes, it's the only space where some of these students have a positive fellowship with officers. While bringing SROs back may come with some added costs, it is a worthwhile long-term investment, especially since school districts share this expense with their law enforcement partners. This is not about politics. It is about student safety, prevention, mentorship, and restoring positive connections between youth and our law enforcement. Our students, teachers, administrators, and our community deserve every available tool and support system to help keep our schools safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Next is Bridget Linville.
This is really difficult. I'm here to talk about the effects of the youth violence that has come to my family. I believe that SROs should be brought back for several reasons. Safety is the #1 reason. So sorry. Safety for our kids in school. Thank you. Safety for our kids in school, parks, malls, or just walking to the corner mart, and our overall community should be taken very serious. If the SROs were still in the schools, there's a high likelihood that many of our children would still be here. My son was killed in 2022 because of gang violence. He was an amazing person. If there was an SRO in the school, he could have helped identify that my son should not have been around such poor influences. And the kids that were under the poor influences possibly could have had a chance at straightening their life up also. They could have helped multiple kids. Having the SROs will also help our kids bond, trust, and build relationships with police officers so they know they can go to them for safety. Since removing the SROs, the rise in violence has gone up 87% just in the Edmonds School District. What are we doing if we're not keeping our kids safe? What are we doing if we're not setting them up for success? My youngest son turns 15 in a couple weeks. And I was terrified to put him into public school. If you love our children and our community, please bring back the SROs in the high schools and the middle schools. It's gotten so bad that now it's affecting the middle schools. That's all.
Thank you, Bridget. Next is Wally Webster.
Thank you very much. Wally Webster, live in Lynnwood since 1978, have several. My two daughters have gone through to Edmonds school system. We believe Edmonds School District can and should implement an SRO program that reflects what has been learned and responds to today's need. That means a program that helps protect students and staff in times of threats, crisis, emergencies. It means a program that builds constructive and trusted relationships between students and law enforcement. It means a program that supports preventive and early intervention and de-escalation, not only among the schools, the students, but also the counselors and administrators and behavioral health specialists and the community organization. It also means that clear limits, routine school discipline should remain the responsibility of school staff and not law enforcement. A reimagined program should require training of adolescents' development, trauma-informed practices, cultural responsibilities, and conflicts de-escalation. Most heartbreaking, several young lives have been lost due to violence, especially gun violence. We cannot continue to do nothing and simply hope the violence will stop. We must act with urgency and compassion and common sense. A reimagined SRO program should not be about criminalizing students, but it should be about building trust, positive relationships with students, providing a safe and approachable adult students can turn to in times of need, supporting preventive and early interventions before behaviors escalate, strengthening communication between schools, families, law enforcement, and community partners. We ask you to strongly consider reinstating the Student Resource Officer. We know you care about our students. You have demonstrated that. But we need to do more. And we're asking you to do more. This is not an accusation of negligence or anything else. It's an ask of being proactive in solving the problems that are facing us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wally. Next is Sadie Teal.
Hello, my name is Sadie Teal. I am a parent at Cedar Way Elementary and a clinical psychologist and a member of the Edmonds School District Parents United group. I wanted to speak about the start and end times of the proposed plan. Right now presenting to, with my colleague here, each of the reports that the group has come up with. And I was going to talk to you all about the science behind the sleep issue, of how it's impacting all of our students, both elementary, middle, and high school. Hearing the issue with the SRO, though, I want to take a slightly different tone. I want to point out the mental health aspect of what's been going on in our youth in general, and knowing that the resources available to them need to be abundant. And one of those definitely needs to be around the recognition of the resources at home and in the family systems. Sleep is such an aspect and a foundational piece, and it's not just for the high schoolers. A big part of what our group is advocating for is that no schools start before 8 a.m. in the school district, but rather we recognize that all students at every age, and especially youngest, have the developmental aspects, are needing the sleep and support, because demonstration with research has shown that our sleep has such an impact on emotion regulation skills, on impulse control, attention, learning, memory, and our ability to have that behavioral management aspect. And I think if we don't have this bigger holistic view of recognizing how each of these things are going to be interconnected, then we're not going to be able to set our students up for success in any stage of their schooling system. Another aspect I wanted to point out is that individuals with ADHD specifically have such a hard time with sleep already, and that households with neurodivergence oftentimes are battling this bidirectional of ADHD symptoms making sleep harder, sleep deprivation making ADHD symptoms increase, and therefore having this impact them in a much larger way. And that already, our students are already showing that elementary school age are not meeting the required or recommended time. 14% of children currently are meeting it in our country. And so we're already not meeting what we're needing. And so if we're not going to be trying to help in any way we can, I think that's going to be giving a disservice to families. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadie, and Yitsu, you're next.
Yeah. Okay, good evening. My name is Yizhou Chen. I'm a parent in Malik Terrace and the founder of the Start Time petition. So as Sandy shared, the science is very clear that early start time causes lasting harm to our children. And beyond the science, I'd like to just share what our parent group has collectively raised, those additional concerns that demand attention from the board. First, I think the process failed the community. We talked about safety assessments for children walking in complete darkness because there's no sidewalks or there's no street lighting. So this is a real safety concern, but there was no safety assessment around that. And there was also no equity assessment for assigning 10 Title I schools to the earliest start tier. We also find out that survey that combined 2 separate questions into one and never named the affected schools. So these are the questions that the district claimed to have receive a majority of the support from the communities, but never the case. And also we defined the committee's boundaries, only included financial constraints, never children's well-being in those boundaries when they explore different options. And this change is proposed 1 year right before the district's own rezoning restructures every elementary routes anyways. So these are two disruptions for the families one would do. So the second concern is around the family realities. So a child needing adequate sleep must be in bed by 8 p.m. or earlier. That means no sports, no after-school activities, and even no sufficient family times for working parents. So these activities and the family times become extremely impossible. And this also creates a childcare gap that falls hardest on families least able to absorb. Last but most importantly, we never seen a viable alternative models by districts. Our committee was able to do analysis based on the public information online, and our analysis leveraged two things. One, consolidate underutilized routes, and two, partnering with community transit. By doing these two things, we were able to put all school start times between 8 and 9 without adding a single bus, and it only cost $90,000 against a $1.2 million existing surplus. So we're here asking you to consider the alternative, and this is
One more. We have time for one more, and that's John Jacobson.
Evening, board. My name is John Jacobson. I'm an Edmonds resident, and I'm here to talk to the proposed reductions for the family resource advocates. I work with the Kiwanis Club of Edmonds. And I just wanted to lend my support for these, high performers within the school district, especially within the elementary schools, specifically for us at Cedar Valley, Chase Lake, and with College Place. Edmonds Kiwanis runs a couple of efforts with the Edmonds schools. We have a dictionary presentation that we do every year for third graders across the district, and we also distribute bike and skate helmets to lower income schools. The family resource advocates are our primary and sometimes only reliable points of contact within the school, and we won't be nearly as effective if we don't have them available. This is just one small part of their job, but it's really critical to what we do. We need them to chase down accurate classroom counts, coordinate classrooms for the dictionary distributions, and be able to document measurements when we have the distribution of the helmets. Without their support, our coordination efforts become way more scattershot and less effective. And frankly, in the past, when we haven't had them available, we've sometimes not even had contact with schools. And we really rely upon them, especially with the elementary schools, with our dictionary presentations. Usually these situations are when the responsibility is thrown at teachers instead of the family resource advocates. Sometimes it's the principals, but they already have a lot to work with. And I know that the family resource advocates are highly taxed right now, but we really can't stand a reduction with them, because then they're going to become even less available to outside providers like us and the families that they need to support. I'd ask that you be mindful when you're considering these staffing changes. Reductions in these roles will have a larger impact than you can realize. And from what I've observed with these staff, they're highly engaged, and they're there to support our children and the families and the community. Thank you.
The next item is our consent agenda.
I'm going to ask you, Mr. Moore, to please leave. Mr. Moore, please leave or you will be escorted out. Next on our agenda is our consent agenda. Tonight, our consent agenda consists of